In this question, we've been told that the owner of a fish and chip shop believes that 35% of the customers who buy chips like vinegar with their chips. His wife Emma claims that this proportion is lower, and she decides to test it by checking whether the next 20 customers who buy chips will ask for vinegar. Only 3 of the customers in Emma's sample of 20 actually asked for vinegar. We're asked to test at the 5% level of significance whether or not there's evidence to support Emma's claim. So, a hypothesis test, as usual, we'll start with our hypotheses. HO is the probability that was stated, so P equals 0.35. And our alternate hypothesis, well, the wife says it was less, that the proportion was lower than that, so P is less than 0.35. We have our significance level of 5%, and from here we can find the expectation. N multiplied by P gives us 7. So if this is the correct proportion, 0.35, 35%, we would expect 7 of those 20 customers to go ahead and order. We would expect 7 of those 20 customers to want vinegar with their chips. On a diagram, I'll just go ahead and put 7 here in the middle as the expected, and the two extremes are 0 and 20. On this particular occasion, only 3 customers asked for vinegar. So 3 is definitely lower than what we'd expect. But that's not always a problem. Is it significantly lower? We're going to need to find this probability and compare it to our significance level. So we're looking for the probability that x is less than or equal to 3. So we're going to calculate the probability that x is less than or equal to 3. So we can do that in a BCD statement. 0 and 3 are the minimum and maximum we're interested in. We can take that straight from the diagram. From there, into our calculators, we get an answer of 0.0444. How does that compare? This is smaller than the significance level. We have a significant result. We have a significant result, and that means we can go to our two-part conclusion. Our mathematical conclusion is that there is indeed enough evidence to reject H0. And our conclusion in context, there is enough evidence to suggest that the proportion of customers who ask for vinegar on their chips is lower than 35%. In part B of the question, we've been asked to state a reason why this method of testing might produce a biased result. We need to go back and think about the context of how was the data collected, what were the circumstances, what could we change? Well, here we wanted to know whether or not customers liked vinegar on their chips. But the customers had to ask for vinegar. So that's potentially an extra layer. Customers who like vinegar and are confident enough to ask, even when the shop's busy, even when it's not in sight. To get a true measure of the amount of customers who like vinegar on their chips, maybe the vinegar should be right there on the counter, right in front of them with easy access. Then those who like it would put it on, and those who didn't would leave without touching it. So that could be a possible source of bias, the customer needing to ask for vinegar rather than having it available on the counter or on the tables.